31. Alrighty then. A book report on Spy School, eh? Well, no time like the present. Let's get out my crappy mic and extremely loud PC fan and let's get to it. Spy School is a book by Stuart Gibbs about Ben Ripley, a 12-year-old math geek that is able to tell what time it is no matter where he is. I know, an interesting ability. But before we hop onto the train of semi-important information, I will read the back of this book, then we can get back to the review. Ben Ripley may only be in middle school, but he's already pegged his dream job. CIA or bust. So, he's thrilled when he's recruited to the CIA's top secret Academy of Espionage. Only, it turns out, he hasn't been brought in because the CIA expects him to succeed. Instead, he's been brought in as bait to catch a dangerous enemy agent. Ben needs to step up his game before he ends up dead. Can he solve the crime, get the girl, and save the day? Maybe not, but it'll be fun to watch him try. Anyway, on to my review. Ben gets invited into a spy school known as the CIA Academy of Espionage, previously stated, due to good results on some test. A man named Alexander Hale breaks into his house, tells Ben the good news, lies to his parents' faces, too many S's, that they're going to some prestigious science school, which never quite made sense to me. How gullible they are. But they're off. The academy itself looks like the CIA hasn't given them a penny of funding in years. It was built during World War II, and the cafeteria food sucks. Unless it's pie day, then it's fine. So not that different from normal schools. The school, besides looking unfunded, has a gothic appearance, with gargoyles and stuff like that. Large campus, long hallways with hidden cameras throughout. It's got an armory, shooting range, and dorms for all the students, which can range from 6th grade to 12th, so there's an age difference. Along with all of this, the classes are just college lectures. So obviously they're riveting. While there, Ben almost dies 6 times and finds out, thanks to Alexander Hale's daughter Erica, that he used bait to find and catch a mole. Again, previously stated. Throughout the story, Ben gets better at connecting the dots of the mystery and noticing small details that otherwise would go unseen. He also gets put in a prison cell for safety. Then the principal forgets he's been there for 2 weeks until Ben points it out and embarrasses the principal. Stuart Gibbs is pretty good at making comedy books, but this is by no means Mr. Gibbs' first novel. He's made some other books for other series before this, like Moonbase Alpha and the Fun Jungle series, some of which came out before the first Spy School book. Author Stuart Gibbs himself was born in America, 1969, who has made 5 different book series, being Moonbase Alpha, Fun Jungle, Charlie Throne, The Last Musketeer, and Spy School. He also wrote the screenplay for a couple of movies, being Showdown, released in 1993, Sea Spot Run in 2001, and Kepley Kate in 2002. Most of his books are fast-paced, funny mysteries. Speaking of mysteries, this book handles its mystery very well. I messed that up. While reading, I'll be wondering who's the mole, how do they have all this information, why is Ripley so integral to it, who planted the bomb under the school. All of these questions get answered by the end of the book, but if you pay attention, you can figure them out before Ben does, though I must let you know you probably won't figure it out before the book tells you. The characters in this story are also interesting. There's Erica, who we will get back to, Zozibble, a fellow spy that likes to give people code names, Ben's his smokescreen, Chip Scatcher? Schnatcher? Shatcher? I don't know how to say that. The general bully, who barely qualifies as a spy, but they handle his character pretty well. Alexander Hale, who's like the James Bond of this world, but dumber. Barnum Sidebottom. He's the principal, who's pretty forgetful and doesn't really like Ripley, for a couple of reasons, mostly being Ben's fault. Murray Hill, who's a lazy bum, who's only lazy so that he can get a cozy desk job instead of, getting shot during a mission. I like this book because it consistently blows the mind of not only the reader, but Ben as well, and they do it without making it feel like a forced plot twist or conflict. They feel right. All the secret passages, plot twists, and Erica's inability to not be cool all add up to a great book. Speaking of Erica, told you we'd get back to her. She's the best spy in the school. There's nothing that you can do around her that she won't notice, but she'll look like she wasn't aware she woke up that morning. She's got a reserving personality that takes time to break. Ben ends up breaking it. Anyway, the book itself is mature with its theme, plot, and language at times, and keeps itself rooted in fact of what is and isn't possible, even though it's a fictional story about a place that definitely doesn't exist. Right? The use of firearms and other weapons adds some drama to this mystery, fast-paced humor, and makes it a little bit more interesting. I think others should read this book because it's a fun read with some good humor, action, and story. from the mysteries to think about and solve. And if you end up liking Spy Schools, check out the other previously mentioned books that Stuart Gibbs has made. It was the only book in the entire library that caught my attention, and being someone who hasn't read a book that wasn't a graphic novel in years because they're boring, I feel is saying something. Check it out, have some fun, wonder how this building is OSHA compliant, and I'll see you on the flip side.